Welcome back to another live session today. In today's session, I'm going to talk about how you can identify or find industry research problems. If you have been following my webinars, you would see that this week I have covered three topics already on different aspects of industry-based research. So if you haven't, I just want to give a brief talk about what I covered. I started with the first topic, which was on what is industry focused research. So, here I talked about the difference between academic research and industry research. So, what is industry research? So, the basics were covered here. The next session was why is industry research relevant? So, here I talked and explained about the importance of doing industry research. Yesterday, I spoke about how to approach industry partners. And this was very important session because I covered a lot of things here that are based on my experience on working with industry funded research for over a long period of time here in Perth, in Australia. So if you have not watched any of these videos, or if you have missed one or two, please check this LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. All the videos that I have done, live streams, are available on these channels. All right. So in today's session, let's begin today's session. And I want to talk about how to find industry research problems today. Okay, so the first point to consider is industry partnerships. So when you are in looking for setting up or working with industry, I think the first thing is you need to have some contact in the industry or some form of partnership. So if you do not have, then the first thing I guess is to establish partnership with companies and industry professionals through networking events, industry association, and alumni networks. I think this is a pretty straightforward and the basic thing that you should start with when you are engaging or when you want to start working on an industry based project and want to find out what kind of problems they face. And the best way to find out what problems they are facing is to talk to them. So networking is the most important aspect of this process. You could also participate in consultancy or do some consulting work for industry, or take on an advisory role to understand industry specific challenges, and from those you can kind of understand or get an idea of what kind of research they may need, what are they struggling with at this stage. So as an academic advisor on a company's board, your job would be to join the board meetings and to have a listen to what they are talking about, what challenges they are facing, what strategic directions that they want to go but they cannot go because of some hurdles. And your presence, your participation in those meetings or in that advisory capacity will help you to identify potential research problems from the industry. So that is the first thing. The second thing is you have to attend industry conferences and workshops. And why is this important? Because a lot of industry speakers typically speak at industry conferences and exhibitions. They do not go to academic conferences. So if you want to work on an industry-based project, you want to find out what challenges the industry is facing or a specific sector is facing, you have to be there. So you have to attend these industry conferences and industry workshops to get an idea of what is concerning them. So industry conferences or webinars are a valuable source of information on current challenges that they can discuss there. Especially you can even listen to the keynote that are presented by industry professionals. You can also listen or you can also learn about emerging technologies and future trends that they want to try to what they want to be doing in the future. So emerging as well as future trends, are these are all discussed in these kind of industry-based events. And I think that is a good place for you to be networking with a lot of companies in one go. If you get an opportunity, you can present your research at these events as well to initiate conversations with industry professionals about potential collaborations and research projects. See, what I've done in on many occasions is I have participated in such events as a just a participant initially, and I used that as an opportunity to network with the event organizers. And once I know the event organizers and then they know me, in the subsequent years, if they are organizing the event, they would reach out to me asking, Vidy, do you want to speak at our upcoming event? And if you get such an opportunity, you should take it. There is one thing here to be considered as well. In industry events, they are a little bit different than academia. Here, industry speaker slots are available at a, I mean, you can secure a industry speaking spot at industry events at a fee. And this could either be as part of your sponsorship. So if you are a gold sponsor, silver sponsor, bronze sponsor, you may get 1, 2, or that many number of slots for your company. If you are not sponsoring the event, you could just pay a fee to get a speaking slot at these events. Or you could put an exhibition. You can have an exhibition booth, and with that exhibition space, you may be allocated one speaking slot. But remember that these speaking slots, they get sold away very fast. So if you are thinking to participate in an event, you have to book it very early on. So if the event is finished this year, maybe you can reach out to the organizer saying that for the following year, I would like to reserve a spot and take that spot. And in this case, you have to be well prepared to make the best out of it. And these are not long slots. It could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes slots that are given to speakers. And they are very focused and to the point, and they are very commercial and industry focused. We are not going to talk about typical academic presentation at that in these events. You are going to take your academic research and you have to kind of wrap it around in a commercial or industry focused way, so that the industry understands what your research can do, but they don't want to go into the details of how the research is done. They will just say that they what they should get through your speech is that Vidy has the knowledge, or he has the skills, and his research expertise are these, and he can solve a problem that we are facing using this technology or using this skill set. So that is what has to be conveyed. You don't have to go into the technicalities of the detailed research work that you are doing. That is for an academic conference. Here, they are not going to peer review your academic work. Here, they are going to understand whether your research can help them solve a problem that they are facing, and so your presentation has to be non-technical, no jargon, no abbreviations. It has to be such that anyone could understand your presentation, and it has to be very simple, like the problem. What is the problem that you can solve? What is your research that will be used to solve this problem? Have you solved it for any other companies? What were their results? If you can disclose the name of the clients, you can do that. Otherwise, you can give that we did this work for a specific client, and this was the result. They were successful. Because sometimes in commercial confidentiality, you cannot mention the name of the company for whom you did the work, but you can say that this work was done, and after they sign a non-disclosure agreement or some sort of legal document, then you can disclose them the details, provided that your client allows that to happen. Okay, so keep that in mind, very important. Next thing where you can find research problems for industry is to review the industry publications and reports. So see, here I'm not talking about academic journals, right? It is I'm very clear here that you have to review industry publications and reports, because that is where industry participants or industry experts are going to present their opinions or their thoughts or their challenges that they are facing. Sometimes these reports also have a section about future work, right, or future outlook and challenges. So what is the industry as such going through? These kind of industry publications and reports are very important for you to understand the challenges that are faced by the industry. So do read them, and remember that such things will not be mentioned in academic journals. It is very rare. Another thing that you can do is to analyze patent filings in relevant sectors to understand areas of technological advancement and potential research gaps. So this applies to technical technical fields, because patents are filed in technological industries, right? So you can analyze the recent patents and see if you can find a gap in that space. So that can also give you an idea for future for industry based research problems. Okay, next is engage with professional associations. This is also very important, because one way you can meet with industry professionals all at in one go is if we are part of a professional association. For example, here we have Australian Computer Society, so that is a professional association. If you are a member of that, ACS organizes many different events throughout the year. It is a very good opportunity for you to be part of such association and attend these events. Whenever I go to these events, I see a lot of students either doing their PhD or doing their masters. They are members of this association and then they attend these events. These events give them the opportunity to network with people in that industry, right? So in this case, technological people, or if you have any other associations that you can go to, any event where you will find people from different industries coming together, I think it is a very good opportunity for you to meet new people and to get potential leads. For example, I attend here we have Australia India Business Council, Australia China Business Council, Australia Indonesia, Australia Singapore. So many different business associations are there in Australia. So similarly, in your wherever you're watching from, if you have such associations, then go and attend these events. Most of the time these events are sponsored and they are free to attend. At least in here that is the case. But even if it is a paid event, I think if you are serious about making a career doing industry based research, then I think this is worth the price to pay to attend such events. And the more you attend these events, you will meet more and more people, and you will also meet repeated people, because sometimes people who go to this event will also go to that event, and then when they see you on few occasions, then they will kind of remember, okay, I have met Vidy at this and this event, or I have met him at that event, and so on. So try to make that habit to engage with professional associations. They also have resources and networking opportunities. Like I said, many a times they may also do their reports, industry overview reports, and that may mention some of the challenges the whole sector is facing. So that's how you can also get some additional ideas for questions, research questions. Next is engage with industry bodies. So participate in committees or special interest groups within organizations to engage with industry professionals actively. So SIGs or special interest groups are small groups that are focused on specific interest or specific topic. For example, there is a group on, say, AI or artificial intelligence. There is a special interest group on generative AI, or there is a group on blockchain, or there is a group on sensing technologies, or so on. There are many different special interest groups that meet regularly and talk about these interests. So you have to be part of that as well. because you will also get some very good ideas for industry research problems from such things, from such bodies. Next thing is leverage professional networking platforms. I cannot stress this anymore. I have done that already in some of the earlier sessions that I did this week, that you have to be present on social media. You have to have your opinion out there on the internet, on these social media platforms, so that when people are looking for an expert on a specific topic, or if they are looking for addressing a problem or challenge that they have, and your article comes up on LinkedIn or your article comes up on Twitter, imagine what's going to happen. They are going to reach out to you, they are going to connect with you and ask you whether you would like to work with them, or whether you can give them some insights or some inputs on this specific topic that they are this specific challenge that they are facing. So you can also follow industry leaders, companies, and professional groups on these social media platforms like LinkedIn or X, and any other platforms that you want to use, and engage with their content. So if they have written something, read that and give your honest opinion about that article or about their post. Don't just click a like button. Don't just click a like. Do comment, because when you comment, the person who has written the content notices it. See, who is this person who has commented on my article or on my post, and then they may go and check your profile. So see, what you're doing by just leaving one comment is you are taking them from, maybe there are 20-30 people who have liked that post, but you are the one who made the comment. So they will probably go and check who is this person. Yeah. So that way you are improving your visibility on such social media platforms. So do that, but do it in a genuine, authentic way. Don't just write some random comment. Yeah, it has to be something that has come up after you have read their article. It has to be, if it is an opinion, then that will attract their attention. If there are any online forums or discussion groups, I think that is also a very good way that you can connect with industry professionals. And in the end, what is your objective, right? Your objective is that you want to connect with the right person and help them solve any challenges or problems that they're facing within their business. And on many occasions, in my experience, what I have seen is that companies have problems that sometimes do not need a lot of research. You can use something that is already there, or you can combine a few different models or frameworks or techniques and give a solution. And if this can be done in a short snap, like a few months, then that is the ideal kind of project, that a research problem that you can work with an industry. See, what happens is, in industry, they do not have this long term vision. They cannot wait for like 3 years for you to finish your PhD to give them some new innovation. They want something coming at a regular interval, but something also over a long period. But they just don't want something over a long period, right? So over a 3-year PhD, you can do some core fundamental research, but over that, maybe every 6 months, you have to come up with something that they can use during their business growth. So they are not waiting for you to do your PhD. You have to remember that. They are there to do business. And while doing business, they are finding a problem that they cannot solve, which is why they're coming to you. So your job has to be looking at that specific problem and working out a solution in a fast, efficient, and a quick manner, so that they can apply it right away. They don't want to wait 1 year or 3 years for that problem to for them to use your solution, because in that time frame, in 3 years time, maybe that problem is no longer there for them. They already have moved on. So this is a very different type of thinking that you need when you are working with industry based research. Next interesting thing is collaborative research and funding opportunities. So many a times you will find grant grant issuing bodies. Like in Australia, we have Australian Research Council that issues that provides funding for research, and one of that research funding type is called as ARC linkage grant. And this linkage grant is a link between university and industry, right? So industry contributes some funding, university contributes some funding, and then the ARC provides additional grant funding. So because the grant is designed to promote industry and academia collaboration, both parties, and industry as well as universities, have a interest in getting this, because otherwise neither of them will benefit from this opportunity. So if you come across some fundings like this, then do apply that. And when you want to apply that, you will have to find an industry partner. And when you have to find an industry partner, this is one vehicle that you can use to reach out to them, saying that we have come across this grant scheme wherein university will put in some funding, you would have to put in some funding, and collectively we will get more funding to do some research. And if that research is something that is going to benefit the industry, then they will more likely willing to come on board. And I have done this many times, and I know this works very well. Similarly, if there are any private sector grants doing the same thing, where industry puts in some money and the university brings in some resources, and collectively they apply for grant funding, then I think that is also a mutually symbiotic relationship where both parties benefit. Next is student internship and project feedback. So this is a little bit different way to connect with the industry to find relevant industry problems, right? So here what we suggest is you should encourage your students to undertake industry internships. And the benefit of this is the student, first of all, gets to work in the industry, but you may have multiple students, right? You may have 10, 20 students, and all of them are working with different industry partners. So suddenly you have a lot of industry problems coming to you through these projects, and the student may finish their internship maybe in 3 months or 6 months, but you can then select which of these projects or industries you would want to continue to work with, and then take that relationship forward. So this is also a very good strategy to work with. Many a times in most universities, there is a capstone project which involves solving industry problems. And in this case, the capstone unit, they typically have a database of industry partners whom they regularly work with, saying that we would have students to work with you for a capstone project. If you have any projects, please let us know. So that is another way to be involved and get the industry contacts and a industry research problem that they need to solve. So that is another strategy to get the research question. Next is alumni engagement. This is the best one, because those who are working, those who have studied in the university where you are currently working, and now they are working in some organization. So they are on both sides, so they have soft corner for the university because they studied there, and they are working in this company, and here they may be facing some challenges. So if you reach out to your alumni, there will be a very good opportunity for you to broaden your industry reach and secure good industry projects or good research problems that you can work together collaboratively with the industry. Another thing you can do is organize alumni talks or networking events to facilitate knowledge exchange between current students, your faculty members, and the alumni that you have invited. So in the alumni talks, you could get one alumni speaker, plus you can send out this event invite to all the alumni. So whoever comes in actually increases your pool of industry partners with whom you can begin these conversations of potential of finding out what problems they are facing, that where you can help them to resolve their challenges. Finally, analyze market gaps. See, so far, whatever I have explained was a way to connect with industry partners and get them to tell you what the problems are, what challenges they are facing, so that you could come up with a research plan and work with them. Another thing that you can do independently, and this is a different way, is you analyze the market and you figure out that industry sector or a specific industry sector is lacking this and this, and across all the companies in this particular sector face this problem. What can I do to help them to solve that problem? So you do market research or identify market gaps. This involves evaluating existing products, services, or customer feedback and identify areas lacking solutions. And this is a kind of lit review that you can consider. But this lit review is for identifying market needs, not identifying a typical research gap that you identify by doing a literature review, right? And here the source of information will not be research or academic journal papers. It would be actual products, product mapping, services. Like I have mentioned here, customer feedback. So if you look at the online feedback or online opinions that people give for products or services they have experienced, that is wealth of information. You can analyze that information and identify what are the potential problems facing this industry, and then you can go and propose that my research says that your industry or your company is facing these challenges and I have a solution for that. Or could you validate that these are the problems that you are currently facing? So that is your getting into the company. They can say, no, we don't have these problems. Then you can ask, okay, if you don't have this, what are you facing? What challenges you have that where we can work together? So one way or the other, your objective is to find out a problem that you can work with, and then getting to connect with the industry partner to give you that challenge. By analyzing market trends, competitor offerings, and consumer demands, you can uncover specific challenges that research could address. I think here one important thing is the competitor offerings. So you could say that I have looked at your competitors in the market and they are offering these three things and you are not. And this is something, and we could probably even do better than this. For that, we need to do this research. My team has the capability. We can do this. We can deliver it in the next 4 months. And it is going to cost you this much. So if you come up with some proposal like this, present it to the industry, if they see value in your proposal, then I think you have a winner here. All right, so that is all I had today in today's session. So if you have any other ideas, or something that you have worked on or something that has worked for you, do share those ideas in the comments with me so that I can learn and anyone else who is watching this can also learn. All right, that is what I wanted to cover today. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the last in the list of industry-based research, and I'm going to talk about industry research methodology and how is it different, or whether it is different from pure academic research methods. Okay, so join me tomorrow at the same time and I'll have another fantastic lecture for you on this topic. All right, thank you very much and have a good evening. Bye.